Oh, he got my brother on there, Brian Elias.
Oh, okay.
His mama's my mama. I just took his mama from him. No, I can never take his mom. She's an amazing woman.
You laid claim on her.
Yeah, I laid claim on her. She's an amazing woman. For some reason, my phone is not pulling up the videos. It'll be all right. Oh, there we go. There we go.
I couldn't get nothing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I was like, yeah. I go in and come in here, all of a sudden I can't log in and that.
Wow.
So they worked on it. All right. This is real cute coming up.
Oh, that was crazy. Hey, y'all, this is Lyne't. Thank you for listening to the Lyne't Gray Show on KUAW. The email is kuaw985@gmail.com. KUAW is knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Kansas City's global community radio station. I'm going to go ahead and give you the information to the station, KUAW985@gmail.com. That's our email. Our telephone number is 816-599-6893. Our website is kuaw.org. On Facebook, you are watching on KUAW. LPFM 985. You're also can listen on the TuneIn app. They now have an Instagram, a Twitter, and a YouTube. So please like and share our pages. And the name of the Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube are KUAW. I am ending Mother's Month. Last week, the show that we had planned, we missed the amazing opportunity, but y'all, it's still an amazing opportunity because we still have access. We just have to get the schedules together for this really big interview. I was supposed to get the scoop on the renaming of the Kemper Arena, and I was supposed to announce it before other people, according to the owner. But we will definitely get that scoop back up there. Let me turn this down before I get feedback. And I want to give my telephone number again. It's 816-599-6893. You will see me messing with my phone. That does not mean that I'm not listening. It means, as I'm doing every week, I'm inviting people on the Share app. Facebook, please just build something where you can click, select all, and hit send, because that would help. I'm coming to y'all today. My subject today is the angry Black woman, or the feminist. I was recently out of town this week. My amazing daughter got me a really nice hotel out of town, and she knows I needed it after a lot that I've been through. And I was looking at the mountains and the majesty of God, and one of the questions I asked of God was, how can He, being so amazing, give life to allow me to have some, bring such hell into my life? And I was up early in the morning watching the sunrise over the mountains, and I heard clear as day, it's not my fault if y'all's men don't protect y'all. And so I began to think about that. And before I went live on that, I think I went live, but before I went down to the lobby and went live, I didn't go live till much later, because I walked around and I pondered that. And in pondering what was said to me, it is not a bash against Black men, but hopefully it is a wake-up call to our Black men. The Black woman is the least respected woman on the planet. I can't understand how many Muslims know exactly what Malcolm X said about the Black woman, but yet and still they don't do the biggest push to protect the Black women. Now, yes, they do a push to protect their women. I will say that they're Muslim women. But I know a couple of Muslim women who don't wear their traditional religious clothing. And so people still look at them as just a regular Black woman when they meet them. This show is about understanding the plight of the angry Black woman. I'm going to state some stuff that's going to upset a lot of people. I first want to talk about, a lot of people are sending me this, please look on my page. A lot of people have tagged me in the mother who lost her baby to the dad who was abusive. And the courts and the government, the courts backed the dad up and gave the child the child to the abusive dad, and the mother can't talk to the child. I'm going to share that again. We're going to address that, and I'm definitely going to share that again. Also, what's the one on 31st and Prospect? I was just tagged in it, y'all. I'm going down inviting people. So, but I'll do the announcements again later today when I go to my page or whatever. But let's start with this. They always say 4 in 5. 1 in 5 women are sexually molested or raped when they're babies. You'll find 1 in 5. The numbers are even more staggering for Black women. Our numbers are 4 in 5 that will have been sexually molested or raped as a child in their household. Now, and this is going to culminate to the angry Black woman thing, and many of y'all have already seen the video. I invite you to call in and become a part of the conversation at 816-599-6893. So what happens is you're not protected as a child. There are not systems put in place to protect you as a young girl. The young Black girl, I've often found that when she has told that she's being touched, she's not believed. From a lot of the stories I've heard, she's not believed, or she's told she was being fast, or she invited it in some kind of way, but it was never a support and let's go either prosecute or do something to the person who did this to you. So then she's forced to carry that hurt and pain. And some girls, as myself, you only experienced it for a short period of time. I experienced it in a foster home. Some girls have to experience it every day when they go home. So then when you meet or encounter those young girls in school, they're told that they have attitudes. They're angry. Oh, they got an attitude. But no one seems to understand or even try to get past that barrier. Because remember, this is a young girl. And if she tells, it might get worse for her. So instead of saying, I understand and I know something may be going on that I can't put my finger on, but I understand you're going through something right now. And yes, you may not be willing to talk. And yes, you may have quote unquote an attitude, but I'm an adult. I know something's not right because I know kids don't act like this. Instead of that being the narrative, it's, oh, she got an attitude. Or when you see a little girl being sexual, oh, she's a little hot tail mess, or she's fast, or these are things that we have to endure instead of people saying, oh, well, somebody took advantage of this child and we need to find out and we need to help her and we need to. So that's where it starts, is when your innocence is stolen, then everybody points the finger and accuses you. That's where it starts. So you learn to stick up for yourself, or you learn to liberate yourself in the way you have to. So then as we become women, we have a voice, and our voice has been hushed for so long as little girls that we no longer take disrespect from people. And people feel like you should bow down and you should, oh, well, you blew that out of proportion, but they're not realizing, as within any instance that you're dealing with any woman that gets upset, you're not dealing with that situation. You're dealing with everything she's ever dealt with. So now that we get to being women, we're told that we're angry. We're told that some women, quote unquote, the H word, the hoes or the whores or whatever you want to call them, we are called the B word. We're called everything in the book. And our men still have not set something in place to protect us. You will see, and I keep saying this to every Black man who I talk to, the white women, they go through rape and molestation as well. But that being said, their men have put a system in place that you will never disrespect their women. You can't do what they do. The Asian women, I heard that they go through it too sometimes, but you will never disrespect their women. The Latin and Hispanic men, the exact same thing. You'll never. The Black women, what I call the melanated women from other countries, the Black women of Africa, their men hold them in high regard. You will never disrespect their women. The Black women from the islands, you will never disrespect their women. The island women, their men hold them in high regard. You will never disrespect their women. The only woman on this planet whose men allow them to be disrespected in droves is the Black woman. I will say this. I saw a post on social media where an African guy acted like he was relieved because he thought he had a Black woman pregnant. So we are good enough to sleep with. This is the narrative that our men are allowing for us. We are good enough to sleep with, but we're not good enough to be wives. We're not good enough to have children with. And if you do have children with us, don't stick around because we're not wife material. We don't know how to submit and let the man lead. I will say this, and I keep saying it. I hear Black men attack Black Lives Matter. It was started by a bunch of feminist lesbians. That's what they say. Black lesbian feminists. That being said, people, if it was started by a bunch of Black lesbian feminists, I don't know, but that's the narrative. Why in the world is the face of the Black Lives Matter movement Black men who are being mistreated? I can only think of one Black woman that the Black Lives Matter movement actually nationwide vocally picked up her murder, and it was Sandra Bland. That's the only one. A bunch of Black lesbian feminists are saying you will not treat our Black men and our Black princes like this. There's something wrong with this. We do not have a movement. I want to shout out, I think it's the Black Panthers in Detroit. Somebody please correct me. They are going around and they're going to the Asian hair stores, and they are basically walking in and saying, as long as we're here, you're not going to mistreat our women. I don't know, and I wrote it down, but I went on vacation. I forgot everything I wrote down because my brain just went on shutdown. But they are basically going in, but this is one group of men fighting for the respect of us. This is one group of men, and this is how I will say it to people. Under the pressure of being a Black woman, and I shared a man's video, because often coming from a woman, men will say, oh, well, you're being a feminist, or you don't know how to let a man lead, and there you go, that angry Black woman. I hear all of that from men. But a man shared a video that told how hard it is to be a Black woman. And the video is, are Black men the white people of Blacks? The white man or the white people of the Black people. And he was right. You know, Black men have a lot of power and a lot of privilege between the Black men and the Black women. I'm talking about this because I want healing. I want to spark a conversation that will spark a movement and create permanent change. I, as a woman who have natural leadership abilities, that literally I tell people, I believe in the Bible, and I believe the Bible said all things work together for good to them who are called, and all things work together for good to them who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. And so even the evil, hateful things that were done to me, they worked together for my good. And it created a leader in me. And when I did step down from that leadership role, because my now ex-husband kept saying, you won't let me lead, you won't let me lead. And I stepped down, and I remember my cousin saying, oh, you are messing up. I was already going through a really bad relationship with him. So I can't contribute him to all black men, because all black men don't beat their wives or girlfriends. But I will say that when I handed over leadership power to him, he was not ready to handle it. And things went downhill even worse. It started suffering financially. I will say this. When has anyone ever met or even followed a leader who is not strong? Every single black man I've ever known, every single one, well, not known, but had in close proximity to my life, where they play a role in my life, every single one except two were raised by single mothers. Those two are my brothers / cousins. They're my cousins, but they're like my brothers, D'Angelo, Hypervision Porche, and Damon Porche. They're brothers. They were raised under their mom and their dad. They don't have the single mom experience. But every single other black man that has been close to me in my life has been raised under a single black mother. And to discount our plight as women, to be able to still stand on your 2 feet and lead and do everything to make sure that your kids are successful, to allow people to dare to open their mouths and disrespect us, that says a lot about the reason why we are in the state we're in. That says a lot about the reason why the black community can never come up. I saw a meme that said, show me how your culture or religion or something, how your culture or your race treats your women, and I will show you the state of your race. Now, I wrote that down too, but I left all that at home, because this stuff, it's in our faces. We complain about not having power. We complain about not having access to things, and the white man putting his foot on our neck, but the black man is putting a foot on the neck of his woman. I tell people hate Beyonce. I love Beyonce. Beyonce be speaking truth to power in her songs. Beyonce taught a bunch of y'all in her song Upgrade You how to get where you have to be. A bunch of these millionaires and billionaires use their wives to do it. In her song, she said to take her to the corporate meetings to sweeten the deal. A lot of black men don't know how to do that. I have a friend, my best friend, my 19-year-old son's dad. He takes me along whenever he wants to sweeten a deal on something. Whenever he wants to, he said, it's just something about your power as a woman. I walk away with anything and everything I need. And I know that. I tell people the man who I'm with, he will elevate, skyrocket, because I have that power. But I know where that comes from. That comes from the power that God gave me as a helpmeet. And I accept that, and I know how to do it. Plus, I have extremely high standards, so he ain't got to have nothing. But when I get done with him, he going to have a whole lot, because I don't play that. I have standards. But why 816-599-6893? Is it like pulling teeth to get our black men to make people, to put out a narrative that you will not disrespect our black women? And we're not talking about because you've had a bad experience with a black woman or your baby mama. No, because the way you allow people to talk about black women, you got to remember, they're talking about your mother. They're talking about your sisters. God, I mean, who doesn't understand? They're talking about your daughters. Why is it that it's okay and our black men will, it seems like you find one video of black men, and the video that we all see going around social media is the same group of men. The exact same group of men are the ones going in saying, you will not disrespect our Black women. The same group of men. Why is there not a push and a movement on behalf of us? And it's as a Black woman, it's hurtful and it's frustrating. And my sons, I never forget my oldest son, and he used to get in trouble because he would not allow people to disrespect a girl in his presence. He would not allow a boy to disrespect a girl. And he was like, they would all, I walk in the office, I'd be like, what happened? He said, Mama, he was a little baby, he's in kindergarten. He said, Mama, I was trying to save her. The boys was pushing her and kicking her and calling her out her name, so I just beat them all up. And my baby, he knew that, okay, this is not okay. This is not how you're not going to disrespect a woman in my presence. And these are kids who grew up in a house with a man who was disrespecting a woman. But I always told them, you are my children, so you're going to behave in a different manner. And I always apologize for raising them in that. But it is literally an epidemic. We do not. Before I went out of town, and I needed to go out of town. I really did. But I was in a gas station and I didn't see this man trying to pull in. I honestly didn't. If the man ever looks and says that's her, then sir, I don't apologize because I didn't see you trying to pull in. But I took a spot and he let me have it at the Quick Trip on the plaza on Main Street, right before the plaza. And there were several Black men who stood there and allowed him to call me every N-word B in the book. And all I could think about is, y'all have got to be some weak men in order to even let the N-word come out of his mouth, let alone the B word. And everybody was just looking. You don't have to go attack the man, but you can clearly say, because I was sitting in the county, and I'm sitting in the county with people who got out the penitentiary, and they are waiting in the county to go home. And every time a white person wanted to call a Black person an N-word, I'm sitting up there in the cage. I was in the cage with one of the girls, and I'm like, hey, you gonna watch that word. And one of the guys act like he was gonna keep saying it. Oh, we have a caller. I'm gonna finish his thought. We have a caller, but I'm gonna finish his thought. One of the guys act like he was gonna keep using the word, and I was like, hey, you not going to keep using that word. You need to watch that word. Caller, go ahead. Who am I speaking with? Thank you for calling the Lyne't Gray Show.
Hey, Mama, you know this is George.
Hey, George. This is my baby. This is George, my son. I love your contributions. Go ahead. Tell me what you got to say.
Hey, I mean, the first thing I have to say is that it just depends on how you look at life. As a Black male, I always look at the fact that I couldn't be with anyone that didn't understand my struggle. And then I also looking at it the way, am I willing to understand theirs? I know my wife was raised completely different than me, but that doesn't change any factor of what her struggle is. And I wouldn't dare let anyone walk into my house or be beside us and disrespect her, my twin, my mother, my grandmother, any woman that's around me. So I look at it like, hey, they were the most powerful people. They were the ones that support me. They were the ones that pick me up when I go down. So ain't nothing else but to keep lifting them up, because the farther I lift them, the farther I'll go.
Absolutely. And I understand that. And I know a lot of Black men say that because I know y'all don't play behind us. But my question is, where's the movement that says you are going to respect all Black women, not just those in my family? You're not just going to hear it about those in my family. You're going to respect each and every. And that's the question I've been asking. And I guess it's causing an uproar and a stir, because I'm like, our Black men can get behind sports and athletics. They can get behind music. They can get behind whatever. Y'all have power. And what I'm looking for is, where is the movement that says you will not disrespect our Black women? They are queens. And I'm not just talking about like you in specific. I'm talking about a consensus, a a group of Black men as a whole, no matter what religion you are, no matter what state you come from. That's what I'm looking for. And so,
Well,
because
I
I
would say
know
that
you
has
don't
to
play.
take communication. Like literally, I look at it. Some brothers, I always say, I want to go out and hang out with the fellas, have masculine time, just to be a guy. And while we're out, we always talk and have our, conversations with whatnot. But the biggest thing is that most of the people in my circle are there to protect those that are around us. And so anytime I can safely say, if anyone called me up to come out, to help out, to prevent, I mean, there's been plenty of times I've came out for friends that just said, hey, I need you to be here just to be on the side, just in case.
Yeah.
And that goes for anyone. If you call me, whether you white, black, brown, Indian, if you need my help, I'm going to be there for you.
Absolutely.
Because this is only comes when we unify together.
Absolutely.
And actually stand with it.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why, and I've said this to several men, I'm like, hey, I don't care if y'all call a Million Man March or a Million Man Summit or whatever, and we Black women have to stay up out of there. But the state of the Black woman, the state, the way we are protected, that is the key to us as a people rising. And, a lot of people, a lot of men say, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Because the way you treat your women, men judge other men by son, you got to admit, men judge other men by how they treat their women. If they see that she's walking or she's not doing well, or they be like, this dude ain't about nothing and she don't have no business with him. So it's like that in the rest of the world. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you go just in case someone else wants to call in. The number, I love you. The number is 816-599-6893. And I'm gonna say something that when I came from down south, I was enjoying my life, and so I was getting telephone numbers to different people. I didn't care. I was like, hey, I don't care what race you are, I'm gonna talk to you. And I wound up meeting a guy who was from Mississippi, and this was a Caucasian guy, a white guy. And he was trying to tell me, I'm not your enemy. And so he asked me a series of questions. He said, here's the first question I want to ask you. He said, I need you to honestly answer these questions. I didn't know where they were going. He said, I have another caller, so I'm going to finish this thought, and then I'm going to talk to the caller. He said, what's the race of the guys that have hurt you? And I said, they're Black. And then turn your radio down, caller, because I'm getting feedback. And so he said, what's the race of the guys who have hurt you? And I said, they're Black. He said, what's the race of all of the men you've ever dated and had a bad experience with? I said, they're Black. He said, what's the race of your dad? I said, Black. He said, now, how can you tell me that a white man is your enemy and you've never had the most hurtful and traumatizing experience with a white man? Now, needless to say, the conversation got ugly after he made this last comment, but I kind of can almost understand what he's saying. He said, your real enemy is not a white man. You've not given us the opportunity to be your enemy. Your real enemy is a Black man, and you need to see that. I lost it on him. I never called him back again, this, that, and the other. I would never call a Black man my enemy, but I would say that Black men have a problem with putting out a blanket of protection over us as Black women. Caller, this is Lyne't Gray with the Lyne't Gray Show. Thank you for calling in. What's your comment?
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, it's me, Monty.
Hey.
I want to voice my opinion on the situation.
Okay.
With the topic, basically. As a Black woman, especially as a Black woman that was brought up in a single household, yes, I do feel that I'm not protected by my fellow Black men. But I am protected by those Black men that know me. And I feel like the select few that do know me will not have their protection of me as a Black woman. I walk around with a chip of like a huge chip on my shoulder. You know, I know my friends, who some are your friends, they will make little crackly jokes like, "Oh, Monica, you got an attitude," or when I snap, like, "Oh, Monica, dang."
Right.
But here's the thing: I am taught as a Black woman in America, as a Black American woman, I need to defend myself.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm independent. I need to defend myself as a woman.
Right.
So with that being said, yes, I feel as a Black woman, my Black men in general don't protect me. But unless the Black man shares the same gene pool as me,
or very close
that's the
friends,
only time I am getting protected.
Right.
You know, I got into a Facebook debate one time with a Black man. And I said, the problem is with you Black men is you have this mentality of, oh, I don't know that woman. She's not my concern. She deals with her own issues.
Right.
But yet, this Black woman is getting beat like a pup. You know me, I like to express myself for cussing, so I'm trying not to cuss.
That's good. Thank you. Because we're FCC regulated. Thank you.
So it's like, y'all have this mentality like, I don't know her, so she's not my problem. Right. But here's the thing. The person that gave birth to you, that nurtured you for 9 months, looks just like me.
Absolutely.
In a sense.
Absolutely.
And then also, you get these Black men that blame us for the downfall of the Black American community.
Yeah.
And then you have to sit back and it's like, hold on, like your role as a Black man is to protect and provide for the community.
Absolutely.
The Black woman role is to nurture that community.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, if you're not protecting and providing, then I'm sorry, sir, but you don't take 80% of the responsibilities.
Absolutely.
Of the downfall.
Absolutely.
I mean, we all, like my peers, we all have stories of our Black fathers doing dirt. I mean, heck, I have a sibling who is 4 months older than me.
Yeah.
Like I am what you call a ghetto twin.
Project twin. Yeah. I am too. I'm a project twin.
So it's just like in my sensehood, in my upbringing, yeah, I didn't, with my father, I didn't see that protection. But I seen that protection with my uncle and my grandfather. Now, I wish I could be like these Black men and say, well, since you don't share the same gene pool as me, chuck the deuces, F you. But that's not me. That's not my structure because I am also society am brought up to protect my Black men, defend my Black men, be there for my Black men.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that. If I don't know you, I protect you. Like I went to the club one time, me, my sister, and her best friend. We were sitting there watching this Black man arguing with this white man. The white man got all up in his face. We stood next to the Black man and looked at him like, so, what's the problem? Why you in his face for?
The sad thing about that is I live on the east side of Kansas City. And I have seen, I'm going to go ahead and let you go just in case someone else wants to call. I love you, Monica. Thank you for calling in. And I have seen, we're going to address what she said she saw. On the east side of Kansas City, I have seen Black men let Mexican men curse Black girls out. The Arab men, they have replaced a lot of the, I don't want to call them Arabs because I don't think they're all Arabs, but the guys from the Middle Eastern area, I don't know what to call them. They have talked crazy to Black women in the presence of Black men. And I have watched Black men just look and not say anything. But in the same instance, at those same locations, I and myself and other Black women have intervened when they have been disrespectful to our men. And we will go rounds with them fiercely behind our men. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this problem. I would never, because I have Black sons, I would never, because my daddy who who protected me and raised me and did the best he could is a black man. I would never call our black men cowards, but I would say that many of our black men are displaying cowardly behavior in not corporately as a whole standing up and saying, you will not. I don't care. You will not. I personally have stood there and knowing that it would probably result in me being arrested, I have stood there and I have told a cop, you're not going to talk to him like that. He's not doing anything wrong. And he's like, you shut up and get over there. Well, I'm staying my distance so you don't feel threatened and want to shoot me. But you're not going to disrespect him. He's not doing anything wrong and he's complying with you. And then I said, and if you disrespect him, I will let everybody know. I'm going to tweet out your name and your badge number. And it's going viral instantly. And I'm going to tag the city of Kansas City, Mayor Sly James, KCPD. I'm going to let them know that you're down here bullying people. And the cop then just backed off the guy and was like, well, you need to make sure he said some stupid stuff to him to try to justify the reason why he was mistreating him. Black women get pulled over. Black women have a high probability of being molested by police. I was at 18. Black women get pulled over. Black men keep driving and look. Or they keep walking and look. Why are we not protected? I'm not talking about protecting those who are in your circle. I'm not talking about protecting those who you know in your church or those. I'm saying as a consensus. And all I hear black men saying is, oh, well, black women have attitudes and they did this to me and they did that to me. So basically you're using the white person excuse. I had a bad experience with a black woman. Instead of saying, oh, well, he can be like that because he had a bad experience with a black man. That's the white people's excuse I always hear. I'm hearing that, and we're getting ready to go to break. I feel this way because I had a bad experience with a black woman. I'm going to go ahead and go to break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to discuss this. Again, the telephone number is 816-599-6893. I want to say hi to everybody. Thank you for watching. Please include your information. And we're back. Hey, y'all, how you doing? This is Lyne't with the Lyne't Gray Show. I'm typing a message right now that I want to start a conversation that will spark a movement that will bring about permanent change. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. This is a conversation that is really close to my heart because as a woman, it's really hard to feel like you're unprotected. It's a hard truth. It is a very hard truth and a very hard pill to swallow as a woman, as a Black woman in the USA. And I'm not talking about just being here, coming from another country. I'm saying a Black woman, born US citizen Black women. We are looked at with such disregard and disdain. And I want to spark a conversation that ignites a movement that creates permanent change. I want for our Black men, I'm not asking anyone else, any other race who wants to join in and love on us and protect us, that's perfectly fine. But I'm asking for our Black men to stand up collectively, corporately, and stand for us and say, there is a standard that you will treat our Black women with. I don't care what the media is telling you about them. I need everyone to understand that this strong Black woman, that when you see a Black woman and maybe she's too strong, I've had men tell me, you're too strong. I can't be with a woman as strong as you, but they don't understand. I am now a single mother. And you don't see leaders of countries just handing over their country to someone who has not proven that they will do well, or they are proven leaders. We don't see that. When you are a leader, I've never known anyone to follow a weak leader. And we as Black women, we have to carry strength. I mean, if you all know of a Black woman who has been married, has been happily and lovingly married for years, normally she doesn't have a strength that the single mothers are forced to have. Normally she's allowed to be soft. And I tell people, I welcome the day that I meet a man that takes the edge off of me. I really do. I really do. But most men come in and expect you to just hand him the gavel. Sir, I have 3 more children left to raise. And they're sons, and they are Black men. And I do not, and number one, moms, I'm going to say this on the last day of Mother's Month. I don't care how mad you are at that man. You never treat your children the way you want to treat that man. You go catch you 3, 4 felony charges against that dude, but you leave your kid out of it. You do not disrespect your child. You do not call your child ugly. You do not call them stupid. You do not tell them that they are in any way like the man that hurt you, that made them. You leave your child out of that. And this is for the Black moms, white moms, whoever. This is the end of Mom's Month. Lyne't don't play that one. I tell people, I don't care who I have my kids with. These are my kids, regardless. If the daddy don't want to be daddy, they still my babies. But I want to say the strength. A lot of men, the angry Black woman theme is going around. And I've been called an angry Black woman. I was just called a feminist earlier because I was on the phone with someone and he's like, I've been trying to get in contact with you all day. Okay. And so we started talking. Now, I was not going to even hold another conversation with him, but he caught me off guard. I thought I was talking to someone else and then realized I was talking to him. So I got his number blocked now. But he got upset by the end of the conversation and called me a feminist. He told me I was angry and I was a feminist because I told him, while you put in all that effort trying to contact me, trying to get me in a relationship, you need to be trying to build a relationship with your 13-year-old daughter, because she needs you. This is the point in time when they're going to start acting a fool, and she's seeing stuff. Even if she doesn't start acting a fool, she's seeing stuff, she's around stuff, she's influenced way far more than what we were. And his excuse was the mom kept him from his kid. And I will say this, and y'all can get mad at me. I've never met a dad who wanted their children, who the mother was successfully able to keep him from his children. They have a statistic that 100% of the dads who go after custody in court get exactly what they asked for. Every dad who the mother snatched their kids and he went to court and said, you're not going to do this to me, he walked away with exactly what he asked for. And a bunch of times he walked away with more than what he asked for, and the mom has to pay child support. So I don't want to hear an excuse of, and that's where he and I were at. I don't care. Do what you got to do to get your kid. But that conversation turned into me being a feminist. That conversation turned into me not liking Black men. No, I don't like excuses. And so my thing is, I don't know what it's going to take, but I need our Black men as a consensus to understand that your situation will not change until you learn to speak up and stand up and put out a set rules or whatever you're going to. I don't know how you're going to do it because I'm not a man. I'm a woman. but you put out a set message that you will not disrespect our women. I don't care if you put it out to the rappers. I don't care who you put it out to. It needs to be said, you will not disrespect our women, because see what is happening, it is a war on women. And because, and as Tupac said, if we continue in this way, we'll have a race of babies that hate the ladies that make the babies. He was a prophet. It has come true. And everybody swears up and down they love Pac. But y'all forgot that one line. We now have a race of babies that hate the ladies that make the babies. Our black men hate the black women, but they come from black women. And I said this on Sunday in my live video, and I will say it again. I have yet to meet a black man that has not put a scar on a black woman. And we're supposed to just take it and still keep moving, keep our smile. We're not regarded. We're not, I say it all the time. I know white women. I'm a 42-year-old black woman. I'm divorced. I literally know 3 white women who separated from their husbands in the same time I did, actually divorced their husbands later and are now remarried. Now, is that healthy? No. But I know white women, and these 2 of them are remarried to black men. But I know black women, one being my daughter's amazing grandmother, Armour Jean Ross. She went to her grave never having been married. Never having been married. Black men missed out on an amazing opportunity with this woman. That was as Michelle Obama as you could get without her being president, the president's wife. And I don't know what the issue is. I was told that certain black women know how to let a man lead. And I found that those who do are a little bit less helpful in helping him achieve his dreams. And I will never bash my sisters, but they are. And you always hear about them complaining about money. She's spending money, but she's not helping bring it in. Regardless of her state, we need our men. This is me putting out a call. I'm asking everybody, once this video and this broadcast is over with, share this video. Like and share this video. We need as many people listening to this as possible. We need our men. We need our protection. We are women without protection out here in this world. I don't know how else to say it because it's hurtful. I have sons that I'm raising, and I choose to raise. I had my oldest son, he was in high school, and I asked him to do something. I said, okay, I always call my son sir. I said, sir, could you please go do this, that, and the other for me? And one of the boys looked at my son and he said, your mama says please. And my son said, yeah, my mama says please to me. And he was like, and I say, yes, ma'am. And to prove to him a point, without proving to him a point, he's like, my mom never says please to me. She just tell me I better go do it or tell me to do it and I go get it done. So then we were sitting in the front office and the same young boy was sitting there when my son came back from the car with something. And I told him, I said, get up and hand me that pen from over there. And he said, that one? I said, yeah, that one right there. Go get it and give it here. And he got it to me and I took it and started writing. And he went and sat down. I said, you see how you were able to be disrespected by me? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, I just ordered you to do something and then didn't even tell you thank you. I said, I respect my sons because I want my sons to expect respect from other people and to give respect to other people. You literally got up and gave me an ink pen and I never once said thank you. I didn't even look in your eye and I pointed and told you what to do. So in that, we as women, I know because I've had a difficult time with my mom, y'all. And Brian Elias from Giso, going in hot safety off, the owner of Giso, founder of Giso, his mom is amazing. Mama T, I call her Mama T. Her name is Carol Taperin. And she has been my rock in dealing with the things of my mother. And she talked to me for a couple of hours. I think it was last week. I'm not sure. And she helped me to get through it and then gave me a solution. And even in that, I've learned to listen to wise counsel. But no matter how your mother treated you, no matter how my mom treated me, I don't disrespect people because, and I hear so many guys say, oh, my mama talked to me crazy. My baby mama did this to me. My ex-wife did this to me. You don't get a worse story than mine. I have had hell with black men, and you still will not see me disrespect one. If you see me giving one the business, it's because he started in on me. And I held it as long as I could. Telephone number 816-599-6893. I held it as long as I could. And then I was like, you taking it too far. I got to put a stop to this. But black men, many of y'all, I'm not saying all, I'm saying many. I'm saying seems like the consensus is majority. They have excuses for not protecting us. And what's happening now is, I talked about the man in Walmart who, the sister in Walmart was just, it was middle of the night and she was nasty with it. Her attitude was horrible. And he stopped. He just put his hand up on the thing. He said, sister, he said, I hear you. I see you. And I understand. And when he said that to her, he said it, he put his hand up there and he didn't even say it loud. He lowered all defenses and spoke those 3 statements to her. And tears just started rolling down her face. Started rolling down. And we had to make an excuse that, you know, she's having allergies or whatever. And we told her, you know, he told her, I'm going to let you keep your dignity and walk away. And we called the manager over and told the manager she's having an allergy fit. And so we had to wait on a new cashier to come over. I don't know why the manager didn't do it. But literally, he disarmed her with that statement. I hear you, I see you, and I understand. And there were people in the other 2 lanes, I think, to the right of us. And they heard what he said, but they didn't, I don't think they really paid attention to her reaction because they were just trying to get up out of there. And so while we were waiting, I said, wow, that was powerful. Why? And he said, I watched my mother go through hell. He said, I watched my 3 sisters go through hell. He said, and now I'm watching my daughter, and it's taken everything in me to not kill this N-word because my daughter won't leave him alone. But I'm watching her go through hell, and she didn't have 2 kids with him. But why is it okay to disrespect the black woman? Because there was never a blanket consensus put out by our men that this is not allowed. It was never a blanket consensus. Other races, you will not disrespect their women. You won't. Just look it up. Just look it up. Look it up on social media. Every time you hear something about angry or ornery, it takes for a white woman to do a single act for her to get disrespected. The white woman with the phone. Now everybody wants to disrespect her. I mean, yeah, she was wrong. But you don't see blanket consensus of disrespect towards white women or Asians or Hispanics or Latinos or for so much as African women from the country of from the continent of Africa, from the motherland, or the black women from islands. But the black men born in the United States of America, it's okay. But then as Jay-Z said, oh, now I got a daughter, I ain't gonna never call another woman a B word. Well, guess what, dude? That karma is out there. That karma comes back. You're gonna have to comfort Blue Ivy when a dude calls her a B word, treats her like she's the HOE, that she's not, and completely disrespects your child. I tell people, we don't seem to understand as a people that we're going to keep living this loop until we get it right. The only way for our people to gain power, the only way for our people to gain respect, the only way for our people to gain control of what happens to us is for our men to stand up. And I have a friend in Chesapeake. Where's that at? Virginia or something like that. And his name is Brett at Peace on social media, Brett Taylor. And when we first had our conversation, I never call a black man king. The only black man you'll ever hear me call my king is my brother, D'Angelo Porche. He's my cousin / brother. But, and the man who becomes my king, that's who I'll call my king. But he and I were having a conversation in our first conversation. And he said, my queen, because he calls black women queen, not my queen. He said queen. He said, you never call a black man king because you crown your king. It's the man who deserves to be called your king. He said, but we are supposed to be warriors. So black men will hear me say, hey, warrior, how you doing? You'll never hear me call you a king because you're not my king, but you're supposed to be my warrior. You're supposed to be my fierce protector. But some kind of way, the tables have turned, and the women are the warriors and the fierce protectors of the black men. And everybody's talking about Wakanda forever. And he surrounded himself with women because he knew women are more apt to want to protect their men. But I have 6 minutes. Well, I don't even have 6. I probably have like 3 minutes left on the show. Say 54. And my plea is I need for our black men to get together, no matter what your beliefs are, and say no more disrespect of our black women. I, as a woman, as a single woman, as a mother of 5 sons and 1 daughter that I gave birth to, and I've been added. I have a son and a daughter-in-law, and another son and another daughter-in-law, and another daughter-in-law. And I have kids that I love, and majority of them are girls. I, as a mother, as a woman, as a queen, am asking and begging our black men. This is to the point now. This is my public plea. This is my as begging as you're going to get it. Protect us. Put out a consensus that it is not okay to disrespect us. Be strong. I don't care if you put a lock on any music out here that refers to us in anything other than queen or woman or lady or girl, or if it has a negative connotation to it, we shut it out until they give us what we want. Because we are the consumers, supply and demand, the law of exchange. I am asking for you not to just support the women in your circle, but as a whole, black men, stand up and show us that you are warriors and you are kings, and protect us. Put the consensus out there. You will not disrespect a black woman, because Tupac's prophecy has come true. We have a race of men that hate the women who made them. We can't do this anymore. We cannot do this anymore. And if we want things to change for our black community, we want people to respect our black men, guess what we have to do? We have to begin to hold our black women in high regard. We have to begin to treat, I don't care how she acts. She's acting that way because she's never been protected. So that's her way of acting out and making sure that she's protected no matter what. We need our men as a consensus. We did the Million Man March. I'm getting ready to get off of here. We did the Million Man March and 1 million men showed up. We need, I don't care what, and black women, stay out of it. Quit putting your input unless you're asked. Let these men come together and say, what are we going to do to protect our women? How are we going to put it out there that you are no longer allowed to disrespect them? I don't care what you say. We need to stay out of this conversation. We need to let the men have it. Y'all get ready for next month. I plan on having a fun month for Father's Month. This is for the fathers who take care of their children. I will not be acknowledging deadbeats. I love y'all. Happy Mother's Day. I want to send a heartfelt, my heart goes out to Missouri State Representative Brandon Ellington, his mom, Roach Ellington, and his wife, Natasha Therese Ellington, as they lost Miss Gloria Hutton Tabb, his grandmother and his mom's mother. I love y'all. Y'all lift them up in prayer.